and welcome to The Creativity Show. Along with our special guests, we will be looking at how creativity may be lost in our education system. A book entitled Out of Our Minds, wrote by Sir Ken Robinson, who is regarded as one of the leading thinkers in education, creativity and innovation, states, "We are all born with immense natural talents, although few people get to discover these. One of the main reasons for this massive waste of talent is that the very process that is meant to develop it, education." In response to this statement, we look at certain issues that may be preventing creativity happening in our classrooms today. The first area of discussion will be focused on the teacher themselves. We will talk to two teachers, one from an objectivist point of view and another from a constructivist point of view. They are outside now with our reporter, Mr. Chips.
Well, hello and thank you, Marv. So, Mr. Traditional, I ask you, does a teacher need a certain personality to promote creativity in today's classrooms?
To be creative, we need skills and knowledge first. In my classroom, I aim to promote high academic standards, and I conduct this by exercising intellectual rigour. I observe my students from a moral perspective and highlight hierarchy and authority within my classroom.
Well, thank you, Mr. Traditional. Our next guest is Mr. Box. So what is your opinion on the question proposed?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chips. I believe a teacher's personality is very important. Intrinsic motivation and a good sense of humour are just some of my traits. I love teaching and being part of a child's journey. I give control to my learners so they have ownership of their own creative journey, giving intrinsic relevance, therefore opening up to innovative ideas. As Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge.
Thank you, Mr. Box. Well, that was two very different outlooks on how a teacher's personality may affect creativity. Is it morals and authority needed, or is it humour and imagination? Well, whilst I have you both here, could I ask your views on pedagogy and how this may also affect creativity?
Before I design instruction for a given topic, I identify the knowledge I want to transfer into the learners' minds. All my learners are expected to achieve this knowledge and behave in the same manner as each other. As a facilitator, I support the learners by using their suggestions that arise out of ordinary classroom activities. This teaching style challenges and inspires creativity and encourages independent thinking and new ways of learning.
Thank you to both of you. So, viewers, what styles of teaching do you think may damage creativity? Memory and objectives, or challenges and independent thinking? Back to the studio.
And moving on, we will now discuss the question, does preparation for exams damage learners' creativity? First, we have journalist Matthew Murphy, who has a strong viewpoint on this.
While exams are certainly effective at forcing students to cram large amounts of information into their heads, it is far more important that students learn to do research, work in a team and think for themselves. These are skills that are needed throughout their lives and can only be gained through coursework. Through coursework, students will develop the skills to think creatively.
Thank you, Matthew, for that insight. Next, we have the Secretary for Education, Michael Gove. Welcome, Mr. Gove. Could you tell us your opinion on this matter?
Coursework does nothing to create motivation, drive or aspiration. Coursework is an excuse to allow children to cheat. That is why I tend to restore the culture of all or nothing final exams.
We are also very lucky today to have journal writer Tangela to tell us about her 2013 study.
Thank you for having me. I have brought in two short clips to present my study, and whilst watching these I would like you to give some thought into the different classroom layouts. This is the first group which I observed. I had them studying by conventional methods such as lectures and studying from a textbook to prepare them for all or nothing exams. As you can see, the pupils are not very engaged and they are not being encouraged to explore their own creativity. The second group are studying using discussions and coursework as evidence to show their learning. They are working as a team in a creative way and are using the information which is in the textbook but using their own creative ideas, and they are fully engaged in their learning process.
Thank you for your input into the show. What we have witnessed strengthens Reggio Emilia's theory into how interaction with teachers and peers enhances pupils' learning. We have looked at the personality and pedagogy of teaching as well as exam preparation. These are a few of the many possible areas that may have an effect on the learner's creativity in the education system today. Thanks to our guest speakers and you, the viewer at home, and we'll leave you with this final thought. Goodbye.